What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, a Knicks fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. You want to know when the next video want to drop? Hit that notification bell. All right, let's get into this game. The New York Knicks destroyed the Denver Nuggets. Excuse me. This was the worst game the Denver Nuggets played since 2015. The worst quarter for the season, the worst half, whatever you want to say. It wasn't good for the Denver Nuggets. And if you watch my video yesterday, I made a prediction of the New York Knicks will win this game 111-96. I was wrong, but I was right. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that, I had a feeling we was going to win this game. And watching that game last night, I realized, a lot of people don't take into account that I don't care how good teams can be. Sometimes they just don't match up well with other teams. And Denver don't match up well with the Knicks. I mean, they do have two button all-stars and Jamal Murray and yes, the Joker, a candidate for MVP. But in my opinion, I think Embiid going to run away with it. But either way, as you seen tonight game, if you watch tonight game, what I mean by that, if you look at their roster, and I said their roster was built around Jamal Murray and Jokic in my video yesterday, and it is. And Gordon was brung in; he helped get that championship run. One can say that they're missing the Bruce Brown for the defensive purposes because they are a lack on defense, and the Knicks exploited that last night. You might hear some excuses about them being on a 5-game road trip and this being the last game of that road trip, but they had a day of rest to come in and play the New York Knicks. The Knicks don't get that. They don't get when we lose games, we don't get them excuses. We don't want to hear nothing. The Knicks defeated the NBA reigning defending champions, and this Friday we have the runner-up, Eastern Conference champion, the Miami Heat. Miami Heat haven't been playing well. I think they're on a 3-game losing streak. Let me check the stats real quick. Actually, they lost their last 5. If you're looking at, if I'm right, yeah. Miami ain't playing well. They lost their last 5 games. So I don't know. We're not going to take anything away from the New York Knicks, not away from this victory. We're going to break it down quarter by quarter, step by step, and then we're going to talk about Jalen Brunson before I get out of it. We got to talk about Brunson and what they're doing to my man. All right, let's start into the first quarter. The Knicks outscored them guys on every quarter. The first quarter was a 12-point lead. We ended that with a 12-point lead. At one point, we went on a 20-5 run. This game, people would say it was a statement game. We was wearing our statement jerseys. I think this is the 4th or 5th time we wore them this season. We came out and we just punched them in the mouth right off the bat. We didn't give them any time to recuperate. If you want to talk about they was on a 5-game winning streak, and I'm gonna say it once again, I don't think it make a difference because they had a day of rest and this is their job. This is what they're supposed to be doing. Jokic. How can I say about Jokic? What can I say? Jokic had a good game, 31 points, about the exact, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. One of them assists was pretty, but they actually showed that same assist in the highlights of the game. And I thought the Knicks would be looking out for it. So I said to myself, I wonder if I see that over the back. He just tossed it back and catch, was it Gordon or was it, yeah, I think it was Gordon. Yeah, it was Gordon. I was about to say Porter. No, it was Gordon. Gordon had a nice few dunks on, pick and roll plays. They played well together, but tonight wasn't their night. And like I said, when I get back to the matchup, and one would say, oh, this and that, Denver players are better, but I don't think so. Because the thing about it, people keep sleeping on our bench, and I'm going to get to our bench. It's not going to be the end of the video, but I'm going to get to our bench sooner or later. But let's get back to the first quarter. The Knicks, this first quarter was a masterpiece. Like I said, we ended the first quarter on 12-point lead, with a 12-point lead. We went over to the second quarter. We outscored them by 9 points in the second quarter, 20-29. Jericho Sims, if you ask me, like I said, I know I just said Jokic had 31 points. He's averaging 26 points for the season, and 5 points above his average. But still, I like what Jericho did. He frustrated him at times. And if you ask me, Jericho actually looked stronger. I think Jokic is like a 7-footer, got to be like pushing close to 280, maybe 300 pounds. Jericho Sims is 6'9". He was holding his own. Like when you watch Jokic on certain sensors, even bigger than Jericho Sims, he be bossing them, bouncing them back in, banging bodies. He couldn't do that with Jericho Sims. I don't know if y'all noticed that. Jericho Sims is basically holding his own. You know, and sometimes he looked even stronger than Jokic. But Jokic is just, he's more than brute force. Let's be honest. He is more than just a brute force, a player. He got the footwork, he got the moves, and he have a very soft touch around the rim, or even shooting that three-pointer. He have a nice touch on his shot. But I like the way the Knicks big men played them. Achuity came in and had some good minutes against Jokic. I know one can say, oh, Jokic left the game. I got poked in the eye by Dunleavy, but he only stayed out the game for 3 minutes, and that you can compare that to him sitting on the bench getting rest. The Knicks just straight dominated the Denver Nuggets straight through. Like I said, that first quarter was crucial to come out and just punch them in the face, and they did that. The second quarter, they kept it rolling. But what I like about tonight was the third quarter. We didn't outscore them more than the first quarter, but we still outscored them 11 points in that third quarter. And it was the bench that helped us with that. When Julius Randle and I'm going to say RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson went and sat down, the bench contributed. Miles McBride, OG Anunoby came in that third quarter and kind of took over. He led all scores on the New York Knicks with 26 points. He had 2 rebounds, 6 steals, and 1 assist. I don't know why people is so nervous. I'm gonna say like that. That's so nervous and worried about the bench. Of course, we have nights where they look like they may be stumbling and bumbling, but they come through. So the last time I said that this bench is decent, this bench is capable and reliable, and we're gonna talk about it in a minute. But we outscored the bench. The bench outscored their bench. Our bench outscored them 40-22. By halftime, it was 17-4. So a lot of people want to criticize this bench. Miles McBride had a good night. Quentin Grimes looked spectacular driving to the rim. The Knicks as a team tonight, they played almost a perfect game. This was another game. I know you heard me say a couple of videos. This game was perfection. This was close to perfection had I seen the Knicks play this season so far. And if you think about it, it's more games to come. We only just not reaching over the half of the season. The Knicks are now, I think, 11 games over 500. We are fourth in our decision. Hold on. Yeah, we're 11 games over 500. We're fourth in the division with a 5-game win streak. We still 7 games out of first, but we're creeping up on the 76ers. They're 29-14. We're 28-17. They just lost their last game. They're 5 games out of first place. We're creeping up, and if you go up to Milwaukee Bucks, 31-13, a 3-game winning streak, 3.5 games out of first place. Right now, Boston is holding a nice grip on that first place lead in the Eastern Conference. But I'm going to be honest, I think there's going to be some type of adjustment period with Doc Rivers coming in. And I think the Knicks or even Philadelphia might have a chance to take Milwaukee Bucks in the second position in the East by the time the season ends. We will see. But this game tonight, like I said, the Knicks was shot 53% from the field. They went 15 for 38 from downtown compared to Denver 5 for 26. Denver is not really a good three-point shooting team, and they have lapses on defense. And that's what the Knicks was able to expose tonight. And I told y'all before, this defense is mainly set for teams that shoot the deep 3 or deep 2. But if you running and double teaming, you're going to leave men open. It forces the guys to take that shot. That's the basic of the scheme of the defense, to force guys to take long twos. Well, in this case, because the NBA have changed since the 80s and 90s, they force guys to hit that 3-point shots. And being that Denver is not a real good 3-point shooting team, and they're just as worse in pace as the New York Knicks. The Knicks in pace, they're 27, they are 28. This is what I mean by matchup. And I know Denver is good. You look at their record, 31-13. But the Knicks still, I think, about 14 now. The Knicks is still a better team. And I know y'all going to hit me in the head, but you have to look at the players. And the only players that stand out that Denver can say they have over us is Jokic. Because Jamal Murray, yes, he's averaging somewhere around 21, 20-something points a game, 21, 24. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But when you look at him in the matchup, he can't not hold Jalen Brunson. And when we put Anunoby on him, man, the defense is spectacular. Anunoby had, like I said, he led all scorers and points tonight. He came into this game, and what everybody, well, I'm gonna be honest, what I've known OG Anunoby before was his defense, and since he's been on the New York Knicks, he's starting to show that he's more than just a defensive player. Let me get over there too. I'm talking about him like that. What does he talk about? He had 26 points, he had made 3 pointers. He had 6 steals. He did a lot more, and it might not show up on the stats, but he just be all over the court. Another guy like Achua. Achua had a good game also. I know y'all keep hearing me talk about Achua. I'm not gonna bring up no pictures or nothing of him, but I like Achua fit. I seen this post on Twitter that he posted, and he was like, got traded, and look where I ended up now. And the man seemed happy. So I mean, I think the Knicks can make a run. I mean, Boston is leading the pack, and we still got to face the 76ers and face the Bucks. But I think the Knicks can make a run. If you think about the 80s, and whenever you look at the top of the Eastern Conference, these used to be the teams at it. Chicago Bulls. You have Chicago, Boston, 76ers, and the Knicks, and the Pacers. And it's getting back to that form. Right now, the Pacers are a little underwhelming, but they still in the race. 76ers is ahead of the Knicks. You got Cleveland, the Heat. We got the Heat Saturday, and I know the Heat just traded for Terry Rozier. I'm not worried about the Heat right now. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not worried about the Heat. You know, as I said, you look at Anunoby get back on track. Denver didn't match up well with us, and especially since the addition with OG Anunoby, no. And the last time we played them, actually the last 2 times we played them, which was in 23 and before that was in 2022, we don't play them that much because it's an interconference team. So we beat them. You know what I'm saying? And before that, yes, it was a while before the Knicks beat them. Denver was kind of manhandling for a period of time, but the Knicks, stepped it up. And I don't know. I kept saying, man, if this was a championship game, if this was the finals, if it was the New York Knicks against the Denver Nuggets, I think the Knicks would have walked away with a chip. Compared to what happened tonight, if we can get there and they make it, I don't think the Denver match up well with the Nuggets. And I'm waiting for some of y'all to say the Nuggets had an off night. I don't want to say that. It was the defense. And I know y'all hear me complain about this defense all the time, but it was the defense tonight because, like I just said early on, the Nuggets are not a real good three-point shooting team. And the Knicks stayed glued to their man. They got off screens. They got off the double team and got back to their man. I mean, the Knicks played a real defensive game. I have to give the team credit. I have to give the scheme credit. As much as y'all know I don't like this scheme, I have to give it credit. Let's check about their individual stats, and then I want to talk about something really important that concerns every New York Knicks fan. Like I said, Jokic had 31 points. He went 13 for 18, shooting a very efficient night. 2 for 3 from downtown, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. But he still was a minus 23 on the plus minus rating. He had 11 rebounds, 4 of them coming off the offensive end, 3 assists, 7 turnovers. He was just, and them turnovers came from OG Anunoby. It's like OG was just reading his mind. Let's be honest. He had no blocks and he had 1 personal foul. That's what I mean by defensive life. As good as Jokic is, he really don't play that much defense. It's more just put his body on you, try to get it, because we like them. They like to say that he sped up his game. How he first came into the league, how he used to be lumbering up the court. He's still lumbering up the court. He's still lumbering. He's still slow, but he's good. He's a good player. MVP candidate. I cannot take that away from him. But he do take away from the game. Well, Denver game, which I talked about before, were in pace, and why the Knicks, I consider why the New York Knicks was almost last in pace, because we was running with Mitchell Robinson, and we usually have to wait till Mitchell Robinson get up there to get in a set so that we can run our offense. So whatever play we running, remember, it's 5 men on the team, so you got to have 5 men in the right position to run that play. And usually we have to wait till Mitchell Robinson get back in position. So that's one of my reasons why I think the New York Knicks are rated in pace 27th in pace right now. And because if you look at since the trade, I don't know why they haven't changed, but we are playing a faster game. That's just my opinion. All right. Murray had 9 points. He went 3 for 11, 1 for 3 from downtown, 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Anunoby was on the guy like a glove. Anunoby was on him like a glove. Like I said, the defense was there, and this is what I mean about the matchup against the Knicks. Now, if we got Anunoby playing one of their best top dogs on that team and doing the type of job that he did last night, who's going to hold Jalen Brunson? There's nobody on that team that can really stop Jalen Brunson. And then if you concentrate on Brunson, you see the type of performance that OG put up. And y'all already know who I left out. I left out Julius Randle. I'm gonna get to his stats. He had a very quiet but efficient game tonight, muscling through the Denver team because the Denver team is soft. And tonight showed me they're soft. They're more of a finesse type team. They get out running, and I know it's kind of contradicting when I say running, but when they run it's with Murray and Porter and Gordon. They get down there and Murray get that ball to him quick. And sometimes you got Jokic coming down there, but he's always trailing. Watch the games. He's trailing. He's never ahead of the fast break. It's very rare that Jokic is ahead of the fast break for the Denver Nuggets. Let's continue. Caldwell Pope. He had 5 points, 2 of 6 shooting, 1 for 3 from downtown. He didn't go to the free throw line. Porter didn't score until halftime, somewhere in the late third quarter. 5 points, 2 for 4. And you look at their shot selection and shot attempts, you got to give the Knicks credit because they was putting them in positions where they didn't feel comfortable to even take a shot. Now, Jackson, he came in, tried to be a spark. He went 1 for 7, but he's a very erratic player. Let's be honest about Jackson. He had 2 points. He went 0 for 1 from downtown. Had a plus-minus rating of every player. If you look at the stats sheet, every player on the Denver Nuggets had a plus-minus rating of negative. 28 for Gordon, 23 for Nurkic. Excuse me, I say Nurkic. I was thinking of Nurkic because Jokic. I was watching a clip where Jokic was just banging bodies and just basically destroyed Jokic, but he couldn't do that to Jericho Sims. He was pushing Achua around, but he couldn't do that to Sims. Now you look at the stats. Just look at the stats. You can see them, all of them. Now let's look over let's look at the Knicks real quick. OG led all scores, as I said, 10 for 18, still efficient, 3 from 9 from downtown, 3 from 5 from the free throw line, plus 38. His highest plus minus rating was a 44, and it came against the New York Knicks. So I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know he had such an all-around game. He had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 6 steals, and 2 personal fouls. And Tibbs, I just want to backtrack. Tibbs made y'all heard me complain about Tibbs not challenging enough. He made a real crucial challenge. We could have took OG out of the game early in the first quarter, and who knows how that would have dictated that first quarter. But he made a real good challenge. It kept OG in, and OG he had it tonight. You know what I'm saying? He had it tonight. Brunson, 21 points, 7 for 10 shooting, very efficient. Randle, 17 points, 7 of 15, 1 for 5 from downtown. I say again, efficient. He only got to the free throw line 2 times, but he had a plus-minus rating of a plus 25. This is what I mean by when he played control basketball. The other game, he had 30 points, a quiet 30 points. You know what I'm saying? A quiet but 30 points. And you come down to Denver Cheezel, continue to succeed or excel in that starting role, 16 points. Even when we had bad shooting nights, he still be all over the court getting rebounds, playing very good defense. And then you had Jericho Sims. He had 2 points, one field goal, but he still had a plus or minus rating of 28 rebounds, 1 coming off offensive end, 1 turnover, 1 block, it wasn't a crucial block, but it was a good block. It'll just show you what he can do if he get more time. And that's what you have to give Sims and players like him more credit, because they will sit on the bench and not get the time, but when they step in, they rise to occasion, and Sims rise to occasion tonight. I'm not going to get into the rest of all these stats, but if you look over here, you see that the New York Knicks bench had a real good night. We got 19 points from Grimes, 13 from McBride. McBride went 4 or 5 from downtown, 1 from 2 from the free throw line. Missed the easy dunk. It would have been a highlight if he'd have made that dunk. The crowd went even more crazy than it was going. But the Knicks bench had a real good game, and this is what I mean. I called them. I said, they was dependable or whatever, but this is a reliable bench. This is a underdog bench. I don't care what nobody says. This bench, the Knicks are right. If the Knicks don't make a move, I think the Knicks will still be all right, especially if the team play like they played tonight. And I think this success will continue because the more confidence that the coach have in these players, the more confidence they have in himself. McBride was just shooting that three, and I know he liked the corner, even right or the left corner, but he hits that on a consistent basis, and why not? That is the shortest three to make in the game. But like I said, the more consistency or the more confidence that the coach show in the players, the more the players are going to reward this coach. Now let's talk about Jalen Brunson, and then we out of here. Like I said, Jalen Brunson had a real good night tonight, but in his last game, 30 points. I think he scored 4 straight games of 30 points or more. But to have this man being snubbed is it's mind boggling to me. I'm just going to say, just like it's mind boggling. I mean, Jalen Brunson, the fans, I know, and I'm gonna tell you why Jalen Brunson got snubbed by the fans. A lot of people don't like the New York Knicks. Let's just be real. A lot of people do not like the Knicks. I don't think they want to see the Knicks succeed in any kind of way. But Jalen Brunson deserved to be in the starting unit of the All-Star team. Uh, Voting for the coaches is next week, next Thursday, and I expect, that he should make the team as a backup. And if he make it as a backup, and it depends on Halliburton's injury and how long he's going to be out. Who knows? Jalen Brunson could come into that starting position. But for him not to make the starting position tonight, last night, and not get voted in on the starting All-Star team for the Eastern Conference, I don't know. I'm not going to say they must be mad, because if you look at who they have Halliburton and they have Damian Lillard. But I just think Jalen Brunson have done more for his team than either. I'm not going to say either one, but more than what Lillard did. Lillard basically haven't helped. I don't think he really. I'm not going to say he haven't lived up to the trade, but I just think Jalen Brunson has been better than he has been. And I might be biased because I'm a Knicks fan, but I don't understand how he couldn't keep getting snubbed. But hopefully the voting is not out yet. He still have time to make the team, the All-Star team. Let's see what the coaches do next week. If they don't vote him in, I don't know what to say. I'm being honest. I don't know what to say. Well, y'all tell me how y'all feel about this game tonight. Do y'all think this was a statement win for the New York Knicks, or do y'all think that this will put the New York Knicks in the top tiers of the Eastern Conference? Matter of fact, the top tier of the best teams in the NBA when you talk about teams like the Celtics, the 76ers, or Denver Nuggets, or the Thunder, because Thunder's surprising a lot of people. OKC, I think they're number one in the West. So when you think about them teams, did this game put them in that tier of type of team in the NBA? Because the Knicks are wreaking havoc on teams. And I know the last couple of games been against teams that have been below 500, but this is a team that's above 500, and that's all people was putting the emphasis on as you watch, the pre-game previews going through ESPN or whatever you want to watch, First Take or whatever. A lot of people didn't have faith in the New York Knicks to come out and take this game. I did, and my man Big Perk, I gotta give you credit. He rose with the Knicks hard. But tell me, what do y'all think? Do y'all think this win put us in, the higher arcs of the NBA teams, or should we consider a threat in the playoffs? Because this was a significant win. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to play Boston again with OG Anunoby, because I want to test the team. I want to see how good are we. You know what I'm saying? Did this trade really make a difference when it comes to the playoffs? Can we compete in the playoffs? Now, we got the Heat coming up, and I know the Heat knocked us out there. But I'm going to be honest, I don't really see the Heat being a threat. And I know they just traded for Terry Rozier, and he's averaging somewhere around 24 points. If I'm right, if I'm wrong, hit me in the comments. But that was on the Charlotte Hornets. When you think about the way the Miami Heat play, they play with more structure, more restraint. So will he be restrained to not go around and take the shots that he likes to take. Because Rolier like to take some crazy shots. He's a good bad shot taker, as Clyde would say, but will supposed to rail him in. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how I want you to do. We have a culture. We play with the point guard. We will see. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think the Heat will be able to beat the Knicks in the playoffs this year. I think the Knicks is going to surprise a lot of people in the playoffs. I think the Knicks are going to be playing in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's going to be either against the Bucks or the Celtics. And since I said that I'm expecting a collapse from the Bucks since Doc Rivers took over, it might be out of 76ers or the Celtics that the Knicks will be facing. And I'm just going to be just be real. And most likely going to be the Celtics that we face. That's what I'm saying. And I'm talking like we're going to make it because I'm feeling like we're going to make it to the Eastern Conference Final. So y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. And if y'all stuck around this long, please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe. And with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.